And I know some people still want to see me do that. Some people would probably love to see me curl up in a ball and apologize and say I'm sorry and what I should have done, but I'm not gonna do that. What's up and welcome to my channel. Alright, so we probably all see the elephant in the room, and by elephant I mean the booger. I am not re-recording this. I absolutely refuse, so I do handle this in a minute, but if it disgusts you, I am so sorry. Just bear with me, you guys. Sit back and enjoy the video. Today is payday, kinda. Some of my accounts have my paycheck post a day earlier than the other account. So technically for personal funds, it's payday for me. So I want to go in and do like a little quick debt check when it comes to my credit cards, as well as get my finances organized for this pay period. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let me go ahead and just start with the credit card debt balances. So last time we left off, my remaining balance was $13.07 for American Express, and then I went in and made a payment on June 30th of $111.62. So I'm going to go ahead and log in and see what payment that I made yesterday. I believe it was $127, but I want to confirm and see where my balance is today. And so right now my balance is at $1157.06. So I did make a payment last night of $127 flat. Now obviously that would put me at $1,069. So I need to see why my balance is off and possibly what I could have missed on this. And yesterday was the 11th. So I'm going to get my calculator out and see why I have a discrepancy here. I know that interest plays a role, but the statement has not cut off just yet. So $1,069 is what my remaining balance should be, and I have $1157.06 that this is showing. 57.06 minus 1,069.14, and so I have a difference of $87.92. I have not used this card, which is the problem. All right, so the $87.92, I figured out the last time I swiped the card was July 1st. And then I took all of the cards out of my wallet. So I made like not even really a half payment on this. So I need to make an additional payment for $87.92 to get this up to date. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now before I forget, because this is what actually made up a lot of this balance, is just not going back from my accounts and moving the money over. So I said $87.92. Okay. Today, continue and pay. There we go. So I am now at $1,069.14. I'm going to screenshot this really quickly for my records, and we are good to go on this one. So this one's balanced. Now I'm going to go over to Citi, and this is new. I did a balance transfer from my other American Express card over to Citi so that I could get the 0% intro APR period, because Amex was whooping my butt when it came to interest on this balance. Now, some things have changed with this beginning balance. So I was at $5,775, and I am no longer at that amount. It's still in the 5,000s, but I don't believe it's that high. So let me calculate this. And instead of putting it all on one Citi card, I have 2 Citi cards with 0 intro APRs. One I already had that we're just doing some type of special. So I just used that one, so I didn't have this large balance on one card. I guess it really wouldn't have mattered though, since I'm not accruing any interest, but it just makes me feel better. So to 2,100 on one card, and then 32.61, and this does include the 3% that they tacked on. So I'm at $5,361 right now. And 53.61 minus 5,775. So $414 has been paid on this. 14. And I'm not quite sure of the date, so I am just going to hold that out there. But today I did go in and put $35 as the minimum that was due on one of them, and today is the 12th. So once that posts, I will be at $5,326 for this one. And this one, I'm going to pay this credit card off last, or these cards off last, because obviously I need to get American Express and Capital One out of the way, since these both, they're not on intro periods. So going on to Capital One, I have since made a $25 payment, $25.49. That was on June 28th. And I'm going to go back and see what my balance is on this one today. I do not believe that I have made any purchases with Capital One. Not purchases, but I made any payments. But we'll see. No. So I am still at $18.46. That $25.49, that was probably the minimum payment. I do have a $25 payment scheduled, but that is not going out until July 28th. So that's where I am with Capital One still. Now, I have not used the cards since obviously July 1st with Amex, but I have locked up the cards. They are in my lockbox. I do know, since sharing, that I've gone back into credit card debt. Everyone has offered me, you know, their advice and their opinions. I'm not cutting up my cards. I may look into freezing them, but I really don't think at this point in my life, like with my discipline, I need to freeze them. I can just lock them up, because I really didn't need all of them in my wallet, and sometimes I would just take out whichever one just so that they don't close out on me. But I have locked them up. I did leave one credit card in my wallet, because just for emergency purposes only. I'm going to still leave one in my wallet. I'm a single parent, and if I don't have the cash on me, I never know what's going to happen. I'm not planning to use it, but I just want to know that it's there, you know? But anyway, on to my actual like personal funds. So I am really excited, because I was intentional the past week about just eating more at home and not spending money. I honestly just use personal funds on food anyway. So eating at home has saved me a ton, and making my own coffee has saved me a ton. Now, I don't really like the whole I'm gonna eat at home 24/7 and make my coffee all the time life. I am not about that life. I'm not gonna do it. But I figured that adding a few more days into doing that would give me extra cash, because I am taking a little mini girls trip to Memphis, Tennessee this weekend, and I just wanted extra spending money, and Memphis is in my backyard, so it's kind of just like I'm staying in Arkansas, honestly. But I went in and I checked my account, and I was able to have or save $55. So I was able to apply the $55 over to my funds that I'm using for Memphis. And I know some people are kind of like, you know, oh, you're in debt, why are you going out again? Didn't you just have a vacation that puts you in debt? And yes, but I was not playing when I said that You know, one thing that I wish I would have done during my previous debt-free journey was really take my time and realize that I'm still living in the present. I still want to make experiences and have experience with my children. I want to have experiences with friends and just myself, and not really rush through it this time. Just kind of take my time, because I feel like I moved too fast and I did too much with my previous debt-free journey. Which, if that is your cup of tea, that is your cup of tea. I've learned that it's not mine. And sometimes I look back through old videos and pictures of my children. They were so small, and I'm so sad looking at it, because we really didn't have many experiences. I was so uptight when it came to my budget and spending money. You know, I was all about saving. I was anti-debt. And I don't remember half of it. I was just in survival mode, and I don't want to go through that again. Like, I'm making experiences. Life is an experience, and I'm going to experience it the way that I want to. And I feel like being financially responsible and living life the way you want to enjoy it are not mutually exclusive. You're going to have discipline, but you don't have to be so uptight. You don't have to be so anti-debt. Debt is not the villain in my life anymore. I feel like you're not a bad person if you have debt. You're not a stupid person if you have debt. You're still worthy if you have debt. That doesn't mean you have to lock yourself up in a room, cry in a corner about what you should have, would have, or could have done. Just do better going forward. And I know some people still want to see me do that. Some people would probably love to see me curl up in a ball and apologize and say I'm sorry and what I should have done. But I'm not going to do that. I told you guys I would do it all again. I'm paying it off. And it was worth it to me. Paying for the Airbnb, having that experience with my family, was worth it to me. I now see money as something that's like, I'm not in a scarcity mindset where I see money as something that is leaving as soon as I spend it. Like, I don't want to attach a negative meaning to spending. To me, money, I'm going to get the money back. I can get the money back. I can't get these experiences back. I look at my kids when they were so young on my first debt-free journey, and I'm like, I wish I could get that time back with my babies and go out and experience the world and make memories, and I can't do that. But I can do that now. So anyway, I hope, you know, if you are one of the ones who left comments on my video saying, you know, you were ashamed, you were feeling bad about your situation, that you allow yourself to make these mistakes and give yourself grace. And I don't even like to call them mistakes. Like, maybe it was intentional. Maybe the debt was intentional. Either way it goes, please separate your identity and your self-worth from your financial situation, because you need to be in a good headspace to get into the game and pay off these debts. And telling yourself what you should have done or what you could have done, and being hard on yourself and calling yourself names and feeling down about yourself, that's not going to get you there. And when you get to that point, it's not going to feel good. And that's coming from someone who has been there where you are. Now on to my girls trip. So like I said, I am going into my backyard, Memphis, Tennessee, this weekend. I'm just going to be gone basically for one full day, but I am bringing cash. That is because obviously, you know, I am recovering from a month of emotional spending, overspending, and not being a good steward of my finances. And so I just want to make sure that when I go down there, I'm being financially responsible. And cash helps me to do that because I'm a visual person. And so when I see cash leave out, it hurts me, and it helps me second guess my purchases to make sure, like, I'm not just buying stuff to be buying stuff. So I budgeted $250. You guys know, like, I had around $55 left in my account whenever my paycheck hit. And so I added that on to the $200 that I was going to bring down there anyway, just to kind of give me some breathing room Do I think I'm going to spend all $255 or $250? No. But I would rather bring more money than not enough, you know, because we know what happens when we don't bring enough money. So I've got the $250 here. I got 20s, 10s, and 5s. I'm just going to stuff this in my envelope. For those of you who love cash envelope stuffing videos, I'm so sorry. I've already counted it. So I'm just going to put it in the envelope, and I'm going to put it in my little lockbox here. And then come Friday, right before I leave, I'm going to take it out and have a good old funky time. Yes, I am going on another trip with credit card debt. I absolutely do not regret it, and kind of like my rant previously. I'm living life the way that I want to live it, and I am taking my time this time around when it comes to paying off debt, really going at a pace where I feel good, like I'm still living in the present, but I'm still being mindful of the future, and I'm still striving to make good financial decisions. I'm really proud of myself, you know, that I have not ran up the cards. Everything has a lower balance, even if it's just by $25. Everything has, you know, a lower balance. And I think this will probably be the last paycheck that I'm going to use for my credit cards, because I do have a lump sum of money coming within the next couple of weeks from some work that I did. And so I'm going to be paying off Capital One and American Express with those payments. And so that will just leave me with Citi. I'm excited. I feel really good. I am literally doing it my way. And I really hope that I'm inspiring you all to do it your way. Like, you know, have the tools that you need, get the foundation right, get the basics down, and then how you decide to apply these things is literally up to you. And I just pray, if you don't take anything else away from this channel, is that please do it your way. Do it in a way that makes sense to you and for your life, and don't feel bad about it, and don't over explain yourself. I know that I tend to do that here, but you know, you kind of have to do it because you're making a video of your finances. So, but anyway, I am going to go grab my babies and go work out at the gym. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.